Welcome to the Midlife Leap, a lifestyle talk show for women in midlife. I'm your host, Sanita Johnson, and I am excited to share tips and interviews on topics ranging from business, career, current news, fashion, products, finance, health, travel, and so much more. And also, because I'm known as the Midlife Leap Coach, I'll share some of my signature Midlife Leap coaching tips. So come on, let's reignite and reimagine our Midlife Leap journey together. Ladies, it's another day and another scam. This is a stimulus check alert. Your economic impact check is at risk because scammers want to take your money. Victims lost millions from the first and the second round of stimulus checks. So be on alert and protect your money for the next round of checks. Now here are some warning signs to look out for. Number one, the federal government will not ask you to pay anything in advance to receive your EIP check. Two, the federal government will not call you, text, email, nor contact you on social media asking for your social security, your bank account, nor your credit card number. And three, they will not send you an EIP check and then seek reimbursement for overpayment. Some scammers have been asking for a gift card with the overpayment returned to them. And four, if you have a family member in a nursing home, there is no requirement for them to sign over nor pay any portion of that stimulus money to the nursing home, even if he or she is on Medicaid. Report any financial fraud to the FTC by going to ftc.gov/complaint or call 1-877-382-4357. Welcome, Angela Chester Johnson. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So ladies, I just want to introduce you to Angela quickly. She is the founder of Plum Good. It's a food product line of organic spices, tea blends, sauces, and gourmet snacks. Angela's passion for culinary exploration started from creating meals for her family and friends. And one of the questions she was often asked is, can you make healthy food taste good, Angela? So during her career as a public policy analyst and international business developer, Angela often traveled to Africa. And that's where she became fascinated by the variety and uniqueness of herbs and recipes used for cooking, beauty, and well-being. Now, this exposure inspired Angela to become a certified food manager and to create her own food product line called Plum Good. So tell me, Angela, is Plum Good your answer to making healthy food taste good?
Absolutely. We say healthy never tasted so good. Plum Good LLC is a labor of love, and it is definitely a for-profit business, but it is a social entrepreneurship as well, because people want to eat healthy. People try to eat healthy. They try to cut down on sugars and fats and that kind of thing. But, when we think of healthy food, we think like, oh my God, why does everything that tastes so good happen to be so bad for you? Mm. So we work to flip the script. We work to help you make delicious easy and to make delicious healthy. And we do that by putting together proprietary blends of spices, herbs, and teas. So yes, we do sell cinnamon, turmeric, whole spices, but we are known as flavor makers, okay? I am the chief flavor maker. And my job is to put together spices and herbs that you can put on your food and not use so much salt because it still tastes good. We practice, we play with it, we develop recipes, and you can do it. You can do it too.
So what's your process of selecting like your spices, the flavors, I guess?
Well, I learned to cook by watching and as an early cook. And then later I learned to cook by growing herbs. And by growing my own herbs, I began to experiment. If you are a foodie or you cook, you know that when you think of certain regions of the world or certain types of foods, that certain basic fundamental spices come to mind. So, for example, if you're cooking Italian, you think oregano, basil, sage, that type of thing. If you're cooking Mexican, you think cilantro, cumin, chili. If you're cooking soul food, you think of, well, these are not spices, but the first thing you think of is what we call the Trinity. And that's for soul food and for New Orleans cooking. So you have your onions, your peppers, and your celery. But you also have paprika, garlic, that kind of thing. Really, it's an artistry. It's my Picasso, making flavors that taste good. Say, oh, what if I put a little more of this? What if I put a little more of that? So it's playing around with spices and seeing how they work together.
So don't laugh at me, Angela, because the first when you said soul food, my mind went to Laurie's.
Well, let me just tell you, we have an answer for Laurie's, okay? And it has about half the salt. In fact, our number one seller is a spice called It's All Good. And It's All Good comes in a size like this, which is like a 4-ounce size, as well as an 8-ounce size. And I will tell you, it is all good. It's a blend of 13 herbs and spices, very minimal sea salt. So it's like our answer to Laurie's.
I've actually revoked my boyfriend and my dad's black card because they didn't have Laurie's in their cabinet. Like, how dare you?
Well, it has been a go-to season for a long, long time, right?
Yeah. So, okay. So if I mean, it's interesting that you mentioned like the different, like Italian foods and the certain spices people think of. Obviously, I'm not a great cook or whatever because I think I season to taste, but I don't think in regard of certain types of foods or is it genres of food? Is that correct? As being
yeah, just categories, genres, categories. Yes, just categories of food. One of the things that we do at Plum Good is educate. The other thing that we are known for is our teas. Teas are just hot and good, and our teas are 95% of them are non-caffeinated teas or decaffeinated teas. About I would say 90%, 10% do have caffeine. Okay. Again, we sell green tea, we sell black Assam, we sell whole teas, but we make blends. And we had really fun this year because we started off just doing culinary offerings, but then we moved towards wellness because so many of the properties found in teas and spices really help our bodies, like turmeric. Turmeric reduces inflammation, like cinnamon. Cinnamon helps regulate blood sugar. So some herbs, you've heard of hibiscus tea. Hibiscus tea is wonderful for lowering, this is true, lowering blood sugar, lowering blood pressure. Green tea is good for almost everything. Ginger, good for almost everything. So we have a line that we call Well. And we had fun with the teas this year. We did an immunity, which I don't even have one to show you because they sell off the shelf because of obvious reasons with COVID-19. But I can tell you the basis is elderberries, soursop leaves, lemongrass, and green tea. And it is delicious and as well as healthy. But we have a mobility.
Elderberry helps with memory, correct? Because I believe I bought some of that for my dad. He's early Alzheimer's, and like it was difficult.
Well, elderberry is like one of these, like a acai. It's like one of these superfoods, if you will. So yes, it can. But when I think of memory, I usually think of ginkgo biloba, which helps as well. That we did some holiday teas in Valentine holiday, and we sold sensuality, we sold virility, and we sold a tea called horny goat. And yes, there is a tea that is an herb which is called horny goat. Great for the libido.
In menopause and postmenopause and everything.
Well, let me tell you, we absolutely do. We absolutely do. Even in the sensuality, there is rose, there's lotus leaf, there's chamomile. So you have teas that soothe. You have teas that help with bloating. You have teas that help with cramping. I mean, really, God and the universe gave us everything we need to be healthy. And we just source it and blend it and sell it to you.
Okay, we have to go real soon, but I am curious, what is the difference because you specifically was inspired from in Africa, the herbs there, are these more potent herbs than anywhere else, or?
No, I won't say that they're more potent than anywhere else, but they are different and they have different capacities. Now, there are some herbs that come from Africa that are incredibly potent. So let's talk about moringa, very popular now. Everybody knows about moringa. Well, in West Africa, I'm sorry, not everybody. So moringa is very popular as shea butter was and is now, but it came along, if you will. And then the Moroccan one, the argan has come, that's, African, but moringa is an herb. It grows wild throughout West Africa. It's green. It's very bitter. I understand that they ate moringa just like we eat collard greens and kale and Swiss chard and that type of thing. But moringa is, talk about a superfood. It is good for almost everything. And it is incredibly potent, mixed with many things. And if you just do a quick Google on moringa, you will just see all kinds of health benefits. Just incredible.
So can our listener, our audience, can they go on your website? What's your website where they can look up this information and find out more about your products?
Absolutely. Our website is Taste Plum Good. So we're asking you to taste it. And we're also saying that it tastes plum good. If it's not plum good, it's not good enough. So tasteplumgood.com, and our spices, herbs, and teas are offered there. And I also want to say, let me put this against my chest.
Okay.
This is a bottle of mumbo sauce.
Ooh.
So those of us from the DC area are very familiar with mumbo sauce, and this is our rendition. And then we also have a plumbo sauce, okay? And our top seller at the new DC, I say this tongue in cheek because we've been closed for almost a year, but at the DC Entertainment and Sports Arena over in Congress Heights, plumbo wings are our favorite, our top seller. Something else again where you just cook it, marinade, or pour on top, and you have your meal there. The other thing is that we enjoy it. Cooking should be fun. And everybody now wants to be a chef. So, let us start you off.
Well, thank you, Angela Chester Johnson, for joining us. Sounds delicious. And I'm going to try it and learn something new. Thank you.
Terrific. It is my pleasure. And, about every 6 months, we have something new for you to try.
Perfect. Thank you.